Good evening, and bienvenue, my fond fair Rouge Raiders. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you a new series. Don't get me wrong, Naruto will come back. He will come back strong, even. In fact, if not coming back today, more than likely about either tomorrow or the day after. I have plenty of plans still left, but I know not all of you are huge Naruto fans, or don't like him as much as a certain other green-haired hero. So, well, I figured we'll make an Izuku What If and see how you all like this. Also, to the village hidden in the What Ifs, I haven't forgotten about you. I will do the What If Deku is an assassin later. Believe me, I still have it recorded in my book. I'm just proofreading and doing some other things with it, and to be fair, I started on this one a while back ago. I haven't forgotten about you, so please do not think I have. As for the rest of you, well, you're probably wondering what this series is going to be called. That will be What If Deku got a new game plus? Weird, I know. But trust me, you're going to want to roll with it. It should be entertaining. Now, as we start this off, Izuku Midoriya wakes up in a large, empty space, void of all color, except white. White, and more white is all he can see. In fact, he'd swear he was just floating, if not for the fact that his feet were definitely touching the ground. He feels tired and, honestly, very sleepy. But he's used to that. As he looks at his clothing and notices he's in his UA uniform. Wow, I don't remember wearing this. The last thing I remember wearing was my hero outfit. No, I can't be here. The war, it's still on. As he begins trying to run around and search for the exit. He continues running around for, well, minutes, hours, until he really just can't run anymore, and he just falls onto his feet, off of his feet onto his rear end, gasping for air. What's going on? I can't feel one for all. The vestiges aren't even talking. At that moment, a glass of ice-cold lemonade appears in front of him. So what the? How the heck? Huh? What's going on? And at that point, he sees a dark circle appear about 10 feet away from him as a somewhat menacingly armored dark figure begins to arise from the said opening. With each footstep it makes, the metal armor it wears clinks and clangs. Every footstep reverberates in this void, Clung, clung, clung. As he looks up and sees, why, good evening, and bienvenue, my fond fair Viridian hero. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance, and I must say, it is quite the show you put on. Bravo! Bravo! Huh? Who are? Relax. I am no enemy despite my appearance. So, allow me to introduce myself. You may call me Rouge. Mr. Rouge. And I am what you would say your guardian, watcher, somewhere along these lines. Huh? You had a mighty fascinating destiny before you, young Midoriya, and yet you tossed it away for your dream and ambitions. I must say, bravo, bravo. But now it is time to pay the piper. What do you mean? Where are we? Why can't I use my quirk? What'd you do? Relax. I'm about to go through some things that are going to upset you. But I first must let you know. Your friends are safe. They are fine, happy, and alive. Eri and Koda are safe. They are fine, happy, and alive. Your mother is safe. She is fine, happy, and alive. They are all fine. But what about you defeated All for One? Huh? But I don't. Yes, that's common to remember. That's common for you not to remember. What do you mean? Well, you died in the process. I died? Indeed, you did. But then how am I? Yes, you don't realize it because I've kind of, well, taken away the generalized area. But, to be fair, we are currently within your, well, mindscape. My mindscape? Indeed. Your body is, well, in legal terms, about 30 seconds away from being completely and totally dead. Which means we have about an hour and a half for you to make a decision. Huh? What do you mean, I can slow down time? It is a faculty. Well, I guess you could say not so much slow down time, I can slow down your perception of time. Essentially, while we're in here, every second or so is going to take about a minute and a half. So you have that amount of time to process what I'm going to tell you and make a decision. A decision? Yes, but first, I must applaud you. Yet again, you have taken your fate and twisted it completely on its head. Something that has not been done before. Why, in all honesty, I am proud to be your guardian. What do you mean, my destiny? Why, everyone has a predetermined destiny. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face with that. But there is a high probability of what you are supposed to do in life. You had a 0.3% chance of becoming a hero. What? 0.3? 0.3. You want to know what your other options were? A vigilante or a villain? And oh, the villain was looking high in the percentile margin. Oh, it was so high. I was supposed to be a villain? Why, yes. Yes, indeed. You see, my young friend, you were never supposed to have saved Bakugo way back when. You were never supposed to have gotten All Might to acknowledge you. You were never supposed to have, well, been able to forgive Bakugo like you did. You were never supposed to forgive society and try and stand up for it the way you did. You were never supposed to try and do many of these things that you did. Why, in all honesty, it is astounding that not only did you survive doing these things, that you actually made an impact. But I can't. Yes, I understand. Allow me to iterate. You were supposed to be a villain in this world. You were supposed to follow with Shigaraki, fall in line with him, eventually overshadow him as the next incarnation of All for One, and take your vengeance upon the world. I mean, hell, look at me. What do you mean? Look at my, well, ensemble, if you will. Do you think that I just guard any particular participant? No. I'm usually those who are around for the darker paths, the more twisted paths. I do enjoy a good hero story, but in all honesty, I'm too good with villains. They become quite boring, to be honest with you, but villains are too easy to make boring. What do you mean? Relax, I'm not a villain, as you've proven. Huh? You see, I am your guardian. I was picked to guard you, because we were chosen to go down this dark path together. You felt those instincts to want to break Bakugo's face from time to time. You felt those impulses to lash out against the world. And let's not forget all those times that hatred swelled up in you in those fights against Shigaraki, Shinso, Overhaul, Muscular. You could thank me for those. Those sudden bursts of adrenaline that kept you alive, the tenacity that kept you conscious. You could thank me. But you said that I'm supposed to support villains. Well, you're technically right. The thing is, a guardian is supposed to guard whoever they're told to guard for the duration of their lifespan. Huh? So that means no matter what path you chose, I was supposed to watch over and see you through. And to be completely honest with you, bravo. I do feel bad for Ochako, though. Huh? Why do you feel bad for Ochako? Oh, dude, my little friend, she was fawning over you for quite some time. It's a shame that she'll never be able to have those children she was wanting, but, que sera, sera. Wait, she want what? Oh, yes, believe it or not, if you really put your mind to it, you probably could have had quite the interesting time in UA. But to be fair, you were a bit preoccupied trying to learn your power, trying to master your power, trying not to get killed on every single assignment you did, and the whole fate of the entire world being pressed upon your shoulders since you day effing one that you got this ability. To be fair, I'm surprised that you didn't go even more crazy whenever the fates started to actually fall in tandem. Huh? Listen to me, my young friend. I understand that you are in pain, but I would like it if you would at least take a drink. It's fresh lemonade, after all. And we still have quite a bit of time before we have to, well, before a choice is automatically picked for you. So take a few minutes and gather yourself. I'll wait. As Izuku lets the information seep into his head, as he drinks the lemonade that was placed in front of him. How does you said I'm in my mindscape, right? Indeed, we both are. So you're saying that this isn't real? Technically speaking, no. But it's something that your brain accepts as real because, well, you can see it, you can feel it, you can drink it. Think of it as how do you put it, psychedelic effect or a placebo. Okay. How did I beat One for All? I don't remember it. Well, naturally you wouldn't, because you died in mid-process. I I died mid-process? Indeed. You counted on your vestige. Huh? You see, One for All achieved his goal and basically assimilated himself with... Oh, I made it to where Shigaraki, well, it became his new vassal and tried to take over his body. In turn, you gave the ultimate middle finger and said, alright, you want power, I'll give you as much power as you can handle, and decided to take you both skyscraper levels of height with float, and then allowed him to absorb One for All. I did what? Calm down. It makes sense later. Knowing that the fall wouldn't kill him, however, when you did that, another awakening erupted. Another awakening. Indeed. Except this time it was a battle in the interior. Your heroic ambition, values, and ideals manifested into a vestige, unified with all the other vestiges of One for All. And with Shigaraki, or should we say Tomura Shimura, as you were finally able to talk some sense into him. Congratulations, by the way, on saving the life of your, biggest enemy for the few seconds of life that he had left. What? Well, technically he was already dead when All for One, or as you know him, Pops, took him. Wait, what? Oh, right, you never figured that out, did you? Calm down, calm down. I misspoke. Yes, misspoke. Yes, my apologies. I made a huge critical error on my part. Uh-huh. Yes. Misunderstood some information, juggling different multiverses that I've had to deal with over the years. Information kind of gets skewed. Um, okay. Yes, thank you. But he didn't figure that one out. He. Now, as I was saying, your vestige, basically, your heroic spirit inside of One for All, overwhelmed and set free the other vestiges that were taken over. Set free all the, essentially, memories of the quirks from their previous users within All for One. You overwhelmed him with sheer numbers and power, basically creating an autoimmune disease attack. Autoimmune disease attack? Yes. Except this time, instead of having it to where all the white blood cells are attacking your internal organs, think of it to where all the quirks and powers someone stockpiled over the generations and years just start ripping them apart on the molecular level. Yes, it led to a giant explosion, which rocketed, well, what was left of your body straight downwards and into the pile of asphalt, rubble, and concrete that, well, remained in Japan. Essentially causing, well, your death. So there's no hope of me coming back to life? Oh, hell no. Your internal organs are basically slag. Right now, I'd say you have a good another, hour left of life, give or take. Hour and 10 minutes left of life before you die. And are Brent sent off to heaven. So you're saying that... But wait, I don't remember that fight because you weren't there for it. Did you really think that your soul got taken inside of One for All when you died? Um, yeah? Ha! No. That's not how that works. Essentially, a part of you remains, but it's not your soul. It's basically your... Think of it like mental memory and ambitions. Mental memory and ambitions? A copy of your soul, so to speak. The real you is long gone. It is still with the original body. It passes, it goes to whichever plane of existence it's meant to go to, be that heaven or hell. But the thing that gets left in One for All, well, that ain't a soul. So, yes. Memories, emotions, and, well, it's a good copy, but it's not the real thing. So that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. But in the end, your plan worked. And you saved a lot of people with that plan. I'm not even gonna deny it. That's the reason I'm proud of you, and it's also the reason why I'm going to be making you this offer. Offer? Indeed. You see, as you know, you were destined to be... had a high predetermined rate to be a villain in this world, correct? Um, yeah? Well, my young friend, how would you like it if I gave you a chance to go to a world that's entirely blank for you? Blank? What do you mean? As I've said before, multi-dimensional being. I am chosen to guard over a couple of different, well, realities. One of which was designed where you died before you even knew about, well, wouldn't say knew, but before you even fully understood or grasped any idea of one for all for one, heroes, villains in their truest aspect. Essentially a path where Izuku Midoriya was never meant to interfere. What are you saying? What I'm saying is that right now you have a guaranteed trip to heaven. The big heaven. The one and only surefire, streets paved of gold and able to enjoy eternity. But you could also choose to send the other version of you there. Huh? I don't understand. This version of you chose to commit suicide. He he did what? You were well, think about it like this. You, well, are a middle school student, correct? Well, when you learned about one for all and all for one and from All Might and all that, you were in middle school, last bit of middle school, about to jump into UA high school. Or try to, right? Yeah. This Izuku was a high schooler. UA is a college. A college? Yep. You'll be a few years older, but I'm willing to give you a bit of extra perks with that regard. Older. That means, yep. That version of Izuku had to deal with a lot more, well, a lot less pleasantries. Essentially, worse bullying, fear tactics, and other shit leveled upon him. He wound up having a similar situation to you. When the last few years of high school, well, last year of high school, about to go into your years at college, Sludge Villain attacked. Tried to take you over. You fought back, but even at, well, even at 18, you weren't exactly the most durable thing. You survived your fair share and you have a high pain tolerance. But without any training and with just barely beginning to work out to say F you to your bullies and all that, you almost died until All Might saved you. Wait, so you're telling me that almost everything occurs the same except the timeline is altered? Like the actual time of events. To where, yep. Multiverse be weird, my friend. The multiverse be weird. But in this one, you were not meant to live. Because, well, as you know up on the rooftop, All Might told you, you can't be a hero without a quirk. And then he took off, leaving you up there, all alone. You jumped. After a solid 5 minutes, you jumped. Straight down. Curse splat. That version of you died then, there, and exactly that point in time. However, I'm offering you a chance to swap. Swap? Swap your golden ticket for his ticket. As I said, I'll give you some boons. I'm not allowed to make you completely overwhelmingly powerful, but I can give you a few things that'll make you have a solid head start over the current version of you. Not to mention you'd be in a brand new body as well. If you do accept this, I'm going to heal that one up to, well, almost perfectly new. I see. So you're saying I have a chance at eternal paradise now, or what happens to him? Well, no one really knows. No one really knows, at least amongst the Guardians. That's more of the angelic part of things. Angelic? Yep. Angels, they exist. We're just. Think of us as lesser ranking. They're the big boys up in charge, followed up by the big guy up in charge. The Guardians are more along the foot soldiers. The ones sent around to complete tasks and make sure things function without the entire fucking thing breaking apart on the drop of a hat. Okay. That's right. Now, where was your question? What happens to him? Oh, right. Well, that would all depend on the angels. They could, depending on the reason for him trying to, well, off himself, he could go to heaven. He could be left to wander, or he could be sent down to hell. Huh? But that's generally reserved for the selfish of the selfish. Those who were either trying to prove a point or couldn't live with their foul deeds. But for someone like him, well, I don't know. There could be a 50-50 chance to where he lingers or gets sent up. It would really depend on the angel. And to be quite completely honest with you, I'm not in charge of that particular department. My department is designed to watch over and take care of chosen people. So you're saying there's a chance he could go to heaven on his own? Yes, but it's less than 100. You'd be guaranteeing him a 100% chance going straight to his heaven. Straight to heaven, no doubt, no question, no nothing. You'd give him your straight shot. But I'd have to take his spot. Yep. And if I don't, well, it isn't your fault. You've already done more than enough. I mean, hell, look at you. You've been through hell and high water. You've done more than enough. There's no need for you to try and do more. I'll do it. I thought you would. You're too much of a damn goody two-shoes. But it's also the reason I kind of like you. Alright. Well, in that regard, what happens to me when I die? And what about my friends? Don't worry. You are going to leave quite the dent. I'm not even gonna lie. However, due to your inspiration, several heroes are going to be born from your resolve. Statue is going to be made and placed next to the All Might statue that will eventually be replaced by a different version of your statue. The 1A course, well, all the current members of 1A will have little pendants that they wear in different parts of their heroic attire. You know, little little green bunny for good luck. Each one of them will carry on like that. As you can imagine, Bakugo, now having 2 quirks, with Edge Shot now being a part of him, well, he winds up becoming the new #1 hero. Each year, he makes a point to go visit your grave. Same with Todoroki, and to be fair, all of Class 1A. You made quite the impact. I see. But now we're moving back to the main course. Main course, right? You agreed to do this, so... And to be fair, we don't have all the time in the world. So, let's get you set up. What do you mean set up? Aren't you just going to... As I said, there are boons and rules to learn and know. Just because you're being sent to a similar version of the world you came from does not mean it's an exact copy. And considering that you're going to, well, likely interfere in the natural course of this world, there's no guarantee that it's going to follow the exact same thing that you know as reality. Right. Sorry. No worries. First, I'm going to get all the bad stuff put out the way. Bad stuff? Yes, gotta go through the bad to get to the good. You already know this. You know how this works. You're a hero, damn it. Fair point. Good. Now let's get through the bad stuff so we can get to the good shit. The bad stuff. Well, for one, you're gonna be forbidden from being able to talk about, well, all of this. What do you mean by forbidden? I mean, if you try to talk about any of this, your, well, mind will go blank, your mouth will begin to go silent, you'll have a hard time breathing, and, well, you could wind up having a stroke. Huh? As I said, but that's only if you try, like are legitimately trying to force yourself to speak about this. If you just almost bring it up in casual conversation, you're just gonna, more than long, have a longer than usual stutter, like your mind just went blank for a moment. But if you try and force this out, you're going to wind up hurting yourself severely. So, best recommendation is don't do it. Right. Good, my young friend. Now, as for the next bad thing, let's see. Well, as I said, there is no set timeline. There are points that are set. However, if I were you, I'd be careful about which ones you alter. What do you mean? Well, think about it like this. Say, I don't know. Say you immediately go and try and save Eri without learning how to, without getting the utmost from your physical strength and such impossible as UA beforehand. You could likely die, and remember, it took not only you, but several heroes to free Eri. So you're saying that Eri's still in that position? I have to relax. Relax. We'll be getting to that with the good stuff that's going to happen a bit later, trust me. The little cinnamon roll is still going to be the little cinnamon roll, and I'm not going to let anything too bad happen, alright? Especially considering no one deserves to go through that. Thank you. No problem. Aside from that, well, there isn't really too much outside of those two major things. You'll have to get used to being in a slightly taller body, which is going to increase in size and bulk. So, good luck with that. Okay. Now, time to move on to the good stuff for you. The good stuff? Oh, yes, my friend. The good stuff. The things that I'm happy to bring to your attention. You're happy to bring this to my attention. Yes, I am. Because you see, I found it quite unfair that you had to deal with this the way you did. You see, if you would have went with Shigaraki, oh, you guys would have had prep time for ages. I mean, whew. You planned to help take down All Might for over a year before you even sent that plan into motion. You're kidding me. Nope, you made sure everything went flawlessly within that stream. As I said, there's a reason I find villains somewhat boring. Especially ones that would be like you. They generally just over-prep and analyze everything to the point to where nothing goes wrong. And that's kind of why I like stalwart heroes such as yourself. Because you can adapt and react on the fly. And it's never really boring seeing you do things, my guy. Okay. Yes, but now back to the main thing at hand. So, I'm going to wind up giving you a bit of a boost. A boost? Relax, it's no quirk. We all know how that would interfere with One for All. If you get it. If? Oh, remember, you're being sent back after All Might told you that you can't be a hero without a quirk. So by that logic, that body will not have One for All, and you already gave up your One for All, so there's no guarantee you're gonna get One for All, but you have a higher than 0% chance. So, just don't fuck up. But anyways, I'm gonna make it to where, let's see here, as Mr. Rouge gets closer and places his hand on Izuku's head. Let's see here. Increase your strength, your muscle growth by 1.5 times, and increase your constitution growth by 1.5 times. And let's adjust your speed to about 1.3. Huh? What do you mean? You're adjusting them? Yep, your growth rating specifically. Essentially, it'll be easier for you to get into shape and such. Not too powerful in and of itself, but considering you're you and how you don't take it easy, yeah, this could help out quite a bit. However, please do note you're going to want to eat more, as, gaining the power to grow faster also means you gain a bigger appetite more quickly. I see. Yep. Now, let's see here. What else? Ah, right. Okay. There we go. No more nightmares. Huh? Oh, don't play dumb with me. You've been suffering from nightmares since you were in middle school. This guy, he's gonna suffer from nightmares. Just because you're a different soul entering the body doesn't mean the brain doesn't have shit of its own. So, yeah, making it to where you don't have your own little nightmares. You're making it to where you can get full night's sleep without having to worry about night terrors. You'll have dreams, though, so be careful. Okay. That's good to know. Oh, yeah. And remember, it won't stop the vestiges from screwing with you if you get one for all again. Okay. What else? Right. Let's see here. Here's a good one. What? Well, you're 19. Oh, no, 18 years old. My apologies. You're 18 going on 19. So, you figure you're owed a couple of different birthday gifts, and in this regard, let's say, here we go. Let's say that you weren't put in a city that was filled with a bunch of hypocrites and assholes and, quirkists. Okay. What do you mean? Well, what I mean is, I'm pretty sure that if young Izuku grew up his entire life without having to deal with any of those problems, he probably would have, trained more, lived more, had more fun, and possibly picked up a few different skills. Am I wrong? No. Cool. I'm glad to know that you realize your own worth. So, in addition to your quirk knowledge, I'm also going to toss a couple of things your way. Let's see here. Let's go with a bit of MMA training and some minor amounts of driving practice. Driving practice? Learning to drive vehicles and such. Remember, you're 18. Be kind of awkward if you didn't know how to drive. You sure? This is quite a lot. Oh, yes, I know, but the road ahead is not going to be easy. So I'm leveling you out as best as I can, considering there's no guarantee about how you're going to turn out. You could be another great hero. Hell, you could turn into a big villain. Hell, you could just say screw it and just move to America and let Japan deal with its own problems. I really have no control over what you do. I'm just along for the ride. And to see how if I can interfere in any other moments. Wait, interfere? Oh, yes, but don't worry. This will be the last time you ever see me publicly. I won't be like those vestiges that hang around in your head and talk to you all damn day and make you feel awkward whenever you have need of private time and wondering, are they watching me? I really need to fart. Are they watching me? I don't want them to hear this. Yeah, that was awkward. Yes, I know. Poor bastard. But regardless, this way you'll have your own chance to set things right. And hopefully you won't have to go on that crazy vigilante escapade. Don't get me wrong, you looked badass, but my brah. You didn't. You went a little soft, and while you were hardcore in some moments, the vigilante, it's just not you. You're just too soft. You're too nice. Like, generally speaking, yeah, you did what you had to do, but you're not cut out for vigilanteism. Alright? Vigilantism is not your specialty. And while I get that you did what you thought you needed to do, you got a complete other redo, which means you got an entire year, give or take, depending on your choices, to prep. Well, technically an entire 2 years, because All Might's going to be might train you for 10 months, or, you got 10 months to train on your own, depending on if you try to choose to go after One for All or not. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is the worst news. Worst news? What do you mean worst news? Well, I'm going to have to give you the memories of the other guy. His memories? Yep. I'm going to have to give you his memories. All of them. Oh. To be fair, a lot of them overlap with yours. So I'll be cutting most of those out. But what's going to be left is the real bad ones. And to be completely fair with you, they're not nice. If you like, I can just bypass this. But I am going to have to, well, or I should say, it will be known, but it won't be in your conscious. Am I conscious? No. Think of them as locked behind a wall in your subconscious. Something kept away. Something kept away for a rainy day when you need that extra fuel on the fire. I don't get you. What I'm saying is, if I give you all these memories right now, they're gonna hurt. One instance alone was a Christmas. A Christmas? Yep. You got a present sent to you by your classmates. Or he did. Your mom brought it to you and she didn't suspect a thing. Because, again, just like you, the old Izuku didn't talk to her about anything that was going on in school. So when you opened it up and saw a box full of red spider lilies, yeah, holy shit, yeah. You get the idea? Yeah. I have to have all of those memories. The painful ones and the good ones. Yeah, you're gonna have to have all of them. But, as I said, I can lock them behind a subconscious wall. Something that will keep you from actively knowing about them. Oh, okay. I'll take that. I have enough on my plate as it is. Good, and, without the ability to have nightmares, you won't even have to deal with them, hopefully. As with that, that does happen. And now the last bit of bad news. Last bit? Yep. You can't use the hero named Deku. Huh? What? Why? Several reasons. One, you're already used to it. And to be completely fair, this version of you suffered more than that version of you. Instead of dealing with, 11 years of being a punching bag and abused and hurt and trampled on, he dealt with, 15 years. Give or take. Wow. Yeah. Almost 15 years, but 14 solid years of all of that. Then, let's not forget that Uraraka, Miss Ochako, was the one that changed your name into something beautiful. For you, at least. There's no guarantee of that happening again. And considering how Bakugo is with over, 14 years of asinine behavior instead of the standard 11, yeah, it's going to be a bit more difficult to believe that Deku was just a childhood nickname. I see. And lastly, what was that? Yeah, you really gonna want to try and spam the same name twice? This guy wouldn't use that name. And don't you go playing into Small Might either, unless it's for like a phone password or, something on the intranet. You got your own style, and you got over 2 years to make that new name stick. So, you'll think of something. Alright? Alright. Good. And damn! We got this sorted out in like 27 with like 34 minutes to spare. Shit, you're good at this. Tell you what. Do you want to wish them final farewell with your last breath or something? You let me do that? Of course. I'm not completely heartless. Just mostly. But yeah, you've earned it. So as I said, do you want to wish them a final farewell? Yeah. Yeah, I would like that. Cool. Alright, I'll go get everything set up in the new bod while you wish them farewell. Stay safe. And see you, well, hopefully never again. As we now cut to, Izuku being surrounded by his classmates as they try and help him and try and ease the pains on his body. Momo trying to bandage him. Katsuki yelling at him to try and stay alive. Shoto, sobbing, just like most of the other classmates. Ida trying to help out however he can. He can barely hear them. His vision is becoming fuzzy and blurry. Hey, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Please. I'm sorry. I had to stop here. But you guys need to keep going on. I'm sorry. I can't hear most of you. I know this is goodbye. I just wanted to say, I thank you all for the best year of my life. And with that, Izuku Midoriya passes away. As he wakes up, he's in an alley. His back is stiff. His legs are hurting. But when he stands up, he shakes it off as if nothing happened. Okay, you didn't tell me about that. Okay, now that I'm actually moving. Wow, I can't believe it. Maybe this is all just some dream. He tries testing out One for All just for well, nothing to happen again. So I really am back to being quirkless. Boom! He looks over to his right, and yet again those similar explosions are occurring. Yet again. Far off in the distance. So this really is... wow. Okay. Even without power, it's time to do what heroes do. As he starts charging. He runs full speed without even wasting a breath. Pacing himself as, well, while he is used to his older, well, his younger, more sturdy body, his current body is weak and spindly and not really suited for long-term movement, fast, prolonged movement. But knowing what he knows about himself, he knows how to pace himself and keep a good steady beat going without tiring himself out completely. And I would say he makes it to where Bakugo is being held by the sludge villain actually about a minute faster than in canon. As everyone's freaking out and Izuku, being far more aware, is actually spotting All Might in the corner of his eye. He recognizes this situation, and knowing what he knows now, he takes a deep breath, exhales. I hope I got some good knowledge from this at least. Otherwise, this is going to be the shortest visit of my life. As, yet again, he charges. This time, not even trying to pause to take a breath, not even trying to pace himself. He is full-blown, hauling as much ass as his current body can to save Katsuki. As Bakugo's looking at this, is that Midoriya? What the no, Deku! What is he doing? This serves me right, but what the hell? Useless bastard, get out of here, he thinks to himself as he's trying to blast away the slime. As the sludge villain's going, you again? Fine, I'll kill you for real this time. As the heroes again try to stop him, but with nimbleness and grace that no one that he knows would expect of him, he hops over the barricade and uses Power Loader's head as a stepping stool, similar to how he's seen Aizawa jump to get further ahead. As All Might's going, he doesn't have a quirk, yet he can do this? What? As Izuku, mid-air, about to be nailed by the sludge villain as he goes to swipe the tendril at him, spins around and, well, chunks his backpack at him with full force, slamming it right into its eye, causing him to scream in pain. As Izuku lands, rolls, and gets right next to Bakugo with that one maneuver. As Bakugo is stunned to the point where he's not even letting off of explosions. As Izuku just looks him in the eyes and eye to eye, Bakugo sees something different. This isn't the same Midoriya. This is not the same Deku that he knew. Something's changed with him. His eyes, They're focused. They're different. It's like Izuku's a different person. Like the stupid Deku that he used to wail on isn't there and is replaced by something else as he feels the hem of his shirt getting gripped and pulled as he feels a pressure on his gut. As he looks down and sees Izuku has placed his foot directly into directly into his gut, and while grabbing his shirt, leans back and basically kicks him straight out of the villain, pulls him out and kicks him away from the villain. As yet again, with that same momentum that he reached and kicked him out of, he dips into a roll and, well, backs away. As the sludge villain, now recovered from the extreme amount of pain in his eyes, looks back at Izuku. "Oh, I'm going to kill you for sure. How dare you take away my body bag?" As he again tries to go slam Izuku, only to be met with Texas Smash! As we all meet that classic giant storm of rain clouds suddenly coming in as All Might punches the sludge villain so hard the clouds burst up above, causing it to rain down. Izuku falls to one knee. Okay, I am not used to doing that. Ow! Oh, my joints are hurting. Oh. As All Might's about to approach him, about to say something, when, Kamui Woods, Death Arms, and Mount Lady begin to approach, Death Arms looking really pissed off. All Might just looks at him and goes, "Not bad, young man. However, you could have gotten severely hurt. You really shouldn't have done that." "Well, sorry. My body just kind of acted on its own." "I see. Mighty impressive. Mighty impressive indeed." "Impressive?" Death Arm shouts. "The kid used my head as a jumping board, and he could have gotten himself and the other one killed. I don't think that's impressive, All Might. I think that's foolish. Coming from the guy who wasn't doing anything." "Huh? What'd you say?" "I said, coming from the guy who wasn't doing anything. You had two great heroes here, who, while one of which is admittedly without much experience, you could have utilized her ability with yours to have a clear shot at him. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that, Mount Lady has increased size. With that, she could probably create a wave of force. She clapped her hands together over top of it, causing enough of a disturbance to get a clean shot at the sludge villain or even pull the hostage out. Or, you could have had Backdraft over there who's still fighting fires. Spray some at Kamui Woods, who in turn could have soaked up the water and with waterlogged roots just push through the flames no problem to get to him. Or, you could have just, used teamwork. Instead, you did the most irrational thing of just sitting around and letting someone nearly die because you guys were too afraid. Or felt like waiting for a hero with an optimized quirk to show up. It's thinking like that that just gets people killed. Shit. I bet when the going gets tough, you get going. Isn't that right, Death Arms? What did you say? You heard me. If push really came to shove, I bet you wouldn't even be there. I bet you would falter and run away. Or hide away. As All Might just looks at the kid going, this is not the same timid young man I met just previously, like 5 minutes ago. What the hell just happened? Looking a bit odd and... what the hell? In his head. I might be able to work with this, but I might have to have a discussion with him. As indeed, Izuku goes to walk off. And before Death Arms could even say anything or try and go after him, All Might just looks at him and goes, no. Just holds his hand up there like, no. Oh, my bad, too soon. No, just let him go. In some ways, he has a point. He went too far on you, this is very clear, but you did do nothing. Don't make it worse, especially considering the cameras are already watching you. As indeed, Death Arms looks behind him, and the media has been eating this up. Meanwhile, Katsuki is just going, what the hell happened to Deku? That little shit just backtalked a hero. A hero. What the hell? Oh, that little bastard. As Izuku begins to make his way home. However, along his way back, yet again we're met with the classic Katsuki trying to walk up and start berating him, talking about how he didn't need his help, quit looking down on him, blah, 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 when Izuku just straight up says, okay, are you done? What? I said, okay, are you done? To be completely honest with you, I don't have time for this, Bakugo. What did you say? I've never looked down on you. The only thing I've ever tried to do is help you. But I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this attitude. You think you're better than me. Congratulations. It doesn't take much to be better than a guy who doesn't have a quirk. So congratulations, you jerk. You happy now? You're better. You're better, you're better, you're better, you're better. I'll say it a dozen more times. It ain't gonna change anything. You're better. Guess what? You still are a dick. What'd you say? You can be better than you are. I know you can. I haven't even had to deal with this for a while. And just seeing you like this, it just makes me all the more furious. What the fuck are you talking about, Deku? You know what, just forget it. You're better than me. Yeah? Yeah? Or do you want to hear that, or do you want to hear me say, okay, I'm done trying to be a hero? Is that what's gonna make you leave? Will that make you leave me alone? What? Will it? Will it? Because, quite frankly, we both know it's a lie. But will it make you leave me alone? No. You have a problem, Bakugo. Bakugo? What did you just call me, Deku? You heard me. Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't deserve to be called Kachan. At least not right now. So why don't you go and suicide bait someone else off a roof, huh? And leave me to what I can do. You little... As sparks start to erupt from his hands, you're like, careful. You don't want to ruin your image in front of a public neighborhood. You know, UA finds out they'd likely not even accept your letter. The only reason you get away with that stuff at school is because no one at school is willing to report you. But I'm willing to right now. And if you strike me here, I guarantee you I am going to report on you. So if I were you, I'd shut up and walk away. Because I am not in the mood today. Katsuki just huffs and storms off. As Izuku turns around, he hears the clap of, some shoes walk up from behind the alley. I was gonna make myself known sooner, but I didn't expect to catch that show. As Suzuku automatically begins to think, shit. This is what he means by fucking with the past. This is what he meant. Oh, no. Oh, no, this is not good. Okay, think. Yeah, just an old friend. Friend. What was the mention of suicide baiting? It's a long story. I see. You've had it fairly rough, huh, young Midoriya? Yeah, I kind of have. Not even kinda, yeah, I've had it rough. I see. Being quirkless is difficult. It's part of the reason why I'm here. No? Yes. You see, I believe you possess the traits to be a great hero. You need some refining, and to be quite honest, you do need to learn some, more delicate ways of doing things. Be less headstrong. But you have the potential. I would like to say that you can be a good hero. And I would like to apologize for what I said on the rooftop. I see. I accept your apology, All Might. Good. I'm grateful for that. More than you know. However, I believe it's time that I told you that I believe you have what it takes to be a hero to replace me. And I would like for you to inherit my quirk. As Izuku thinks back, he reacts with, like, what? What do you mean your quirk? Quirks can't be inherited. They can't be. Keep it up. You can't have him thinking you know about it already. I believe you can be someone that replaces me. And to be fair, I would like to train you and hone your skills. Will you accept? As he looks up and says, yes, Yes, I will. And that is where I'm going to end this particular episode off, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe and love you all. God bless.